Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful people across the whole world, yo! It is Tuesday, my friends. Good morning. I love you. How are you? Hope you're having a handy-dandy, lovely, wubbly day. Let me talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do. Don't buzz at me, phone. It's not your turn. What we're going to be doing on this fine Tuesday is playing some of the tippy-toppy historic decky archetypes, because on Wednesday I have rehearsal for the event that is happening Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Mythic Invitational Historic Edition. I will be your host, Day 9. So I've been wanting to continue to familiarize myself with some of the juicier, sprucier formats. Historic is, for any of you who don't know, it's basically the format for all the cards that exist on Magic the Gathering Arena. So there are several sets that have rotated out, and in fact, in short bit of time, Standard is having its annual rotation. So I'm actually going to talk about formats for a little bit, for any of you who are unfamiliar. Standard in Magic is basically all the cards from the last 2 years. So you have all the cards that have been released, and then a new set comes out and there's more cards. A new set comes out and there's more cards. A new set comes out and there are more cards. We chop off the back half, so that way we still are sticking roughly to the last 2 years worth of cards. And then again, add cards, add cards, add cards. Now, people tend to be better at tracking card additions. That happens 4 times a year. They release one set a quarter. What about for the rotation? Rotation happens once a year. There's one time, fall of every year, where they snip off the back year's worth of cards. So it's like you get some cards, a shitload get cut off. And so rotation is always a really fun, big, exciting, meaningful event in Magic the Gathering. Leading up to this, Wizards of the Coast is hosting the Mythic Invitational for Historic, and Historic is what is called an eternal format, or a non-rotating format, which means that you pick a start date, and it's all the cards since then, and then you just add and 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 add. So your cards never rotate out, never rotate out. This, therefore, is this is a format that is somewhat close to Standard, because Historic is all the cards that have existed in this client. So it's all the cards that have been released since, like, end of 2018, end of 2017, something like that. Still reasonably high power level, certainly some all-star cards, and you're seeing already in this Sultai Midrange deck that we're going to be playing today a lot of the familiar faces. So we're going to be doing that. Today. Just playing through some of the top decks. I have a Sultai Midrange and a Bant Ramp deck that look very, very exciting. So let's talk through this list. So first of all, this is a you might want to call it Sultai Ramp. You might want to call it Sultai Ramp. 10-ton hammer. I did include those because I just said every card that's playable on this client, basically since 2017. So it's a huge variety of sets, yeah. But anyways, you might want to call this Sultai Ramp. It has a lot of the ingredients that the old Sultai Ramp lists had. Growth Spiral to draw a card and play extra lands. Uro to draw cards and play extra lands. Even in Standard, you'd see Cultivates getting run as yet more ways to get yet more land out. But I want to note that there's no casualties of war. There's not a lot of the big, expensive, pricey payoffs. In fact, in this format, typically, there's a bit of a misunderstanding, I think, when people go from Standard that kind of has a very moderate power level. There's the thought that if you go to an eternal format like Historic or Modern or Vintage, one of these formats where there's access to more cards, people are aware that the overall power level is higher. The overall power level is obviously higher. But that doesn't necessarily mean that games go faster. Okay, that's the misnomer. People typically think, oh, if aggro decks kill you in 5 turns in Standard, they'll kill you in 4 turns in Historic and 3 turns in Modern. paradoxically, you often wind up in some really interesting, grindy, longer matches in a lot of the older formats, the Eternal formats. You wind up in this because it is so important to have powerful cards that are cheap and powerful. So then I'll want answers that are cheap and powerful and efficient. So yes, the things that can kill you grow, but the answers also grow. And you can also see a lot of pulling down on the curve. So if I actually go back, I don't know if I even have a Sultai Midrange style deck. I mean, hell, I'll take this Jeskai control list as an example. Like, if I look at this list that has a few cyclers in it, there we go. If I have a list like this, here are my 2 mana things, and you see, you know, a good chunk of 3 mana, and I have 6 4 mana, and so on, and I even have this expensive 7 mana spell. This is okay in Standard, because there's just not that much power coming out early, but if there's a lot of early power coming out, you want to have extra single target removal, early turn 1 deletion, and this should be a little later. And so a deck like this, and many of the historic decks, kind of like mush out a lot of super cheap efficient cards and kind of have an interesting rise and fall to your capabilities. So the kind of thing that's interesting about this is that most of the time this deck, with the growth spirals and the Uros, is basically like this. It's like this with Ugin way off as a distant occasional cast. Right? So it's really kind of like a Nissa Uro deck where we're trying to get our Nissa out some turns early and use our removal to protect. I mean, the game plan is relatively clear from the get-go, right? Our game plan is basically ramp, single target kill, threaten hand kills, Maelstrom Pulse to kill more stuff, Extinction Event to kill more stuff, sweep it out, so that we can get Nissa, Krasis, and Ugin. But when I say things get pulled down a little bit and you wind up removing some key pieces, you'll often see in older formats fewer copies of key cards. Because you need to do a lot of, like, protection removal. We're okay, cool. And I also have efficient card draw. Okay, cool, so I don't need as many of the really pricey, juicy cards. So you see, like, a pair of Hydroid Krasis. This card's great. This card's really great. By the way, this is just pulled straight from MTG Goldfish. This is not my list. Innocent Blood, sorcery. Each player sacks a creature. We have a bunch of negates for the control matchup. Scavenging Ooze. For some of the Rakdos matchups, Narset in the control counters. Now, there's 2 Cry the Carnariums and a Witch's Vengeance. I almost don't like Witch's Vengeance at all. I'm really interested. I was watching Andrea Mengucci's stream. Show me what I don't own. And Languish is actually a very nice sweeper card. I was even seeing, like this structure. Do I even have enough wild cards? Yeah, I have a shitload of wild cards. I'm actually going to give this a shot. I'm going to ignore the cries, and I'm actually going to genuinely try this Languish. Also, we have an Elder Gargaroth to be able to defend against other aggros, because we can gain life. It has vigilance, and anytime you attack or block, you do the good stuff. For what matchup is the Witch's Vengeance for? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, maybe it's someone trying to be cute when Field of the Dead deck's worthing. Zermous's Goblins, probably. Yeah, probably, but I still prefer Languish in that circumstance. Okay. We crack this first. And then on turn 2, we play the Breeding Pool, Growth Spiral, and Thoughtseize, yes? Kai gave me 84, says I finally hit my Hearthstone burnout. Man, you're right. It's the same thing over and over. Yeah, I would temper... I mean, I know what you're trying to communicate, especially if you're referencing me, but my statement of Hearthstone is that it feels like, in the same way that... This is a really simplified example, but did this ever happen to you when you were a kid? You played tic-tac-toe? And it felt really cool and fun and exciting the first few times you play. People actually won and lost tic-tac-toe in elementary school because we were all idiots. You know what I'm saying? But then... you learn enough about tic-tac-toe to discover that it's always a draw, and you go, oh, okay. And you essentially are like, yeah, you know what? I had my fun with it. I completed that experience. Let's see. I think I need to get rid of this one. Can't Heartless Act it. You know, I'm gonna do this, actually. I'm gonna do the oven. I'm gonna do the oven. We have a bit of an issue. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this for even, just for 1-to-1. But anyways, my feeling on Hearthstone is that I played the multiplayer for a few thousand hours, and then I felt like I'm good. I felt like, you know, I feel basically like I have done the thing. So I can only cast Heartless Act or Thoughtseize. So I think that I'm going to just do like this.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Rise, my elemental friend.
I think I do like this. Thoughtseize this one away. We'll take some damage, but that's fine. What? I just solved this problem. That sucked. I mean, at least there's no sack outlet.
Fight on without me.
Shit. I mean, we're probably gonna gotta kill the Gigantha. Probably gonna gotta. Yeah, I'll go down. Go down to 3-town. Holy shit, that's the worst possible outcome. Fuck! And then we just get pinged to death. Yeah, and I mean, like, I certainly... certainly enjoyed my time with Hearthstone. Certainly. I don't know, I just kind of got... I did start to feel like it was quite samey. Search for his Kanta is going to come out. I don't think I like the Krasis. I don't like Maelstrom Pulse right now. Because I feel like I should get in these guys. But I'm trying to figure out what else to cut. Heartless Acts feel like a good one to keep, or maybe I just have too much removal. Yeah, I think I kind of want to get rid of this guy and just rely on my fatties. I actually really don't like this Maelstrom Pulse. Sideboarding I'm going to really struggle with in Historic because the cards are just so strong. I think that's actually okay. I think it's actually reasonable. Jorky Boy says, hey Sean, do you intend to play Legends of Runeterra at some point? I played it like at launch and in the beta leading up to it, and I really, really, really didn't like it. Jeff Hoagland's been streaming it quite a bit, and I've been sort of consuming some Runeterra content via that. So that might convince me to hop on a bit later. Yeah, I don't know. I was really not feeling it, man. Wait, I want to do this one. This feels maybe incorrect to have out. Maybe I actually don't want Innocent Blood in this matchup. Maybe I do. Probably want the blue for this little guy. Overgrown Tomb to be able to cast the Eliminates feels nice. And I should be looking at having soon enough in the bin. And I'm definitely going to do this now, like super def. Yeah, Jorgy Bo, my sensation about Legends of Runeterra is it felt like if someone started with Magic and started with Hearthstone, and then did a strict subset of that.
It's time to step out of the shadows.
You gonna bonk this? Is that what you're gonna do? You gonna bonk this, huh? Yeah.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
Okie dokie. Now, hilariously, this is going to be my play. Let me actually first do this, and let's see what we get. I'm going to eliminate the goat so I can kill Vraska. Yeah, because, like, okay, let me take the idea of going from Magic the Gathering to Hearthstone. I think it's fine to have it enter tapped. Get thee gone. So I have enough for the eliminate. So far, so good. Yeah, so like, let's take, for instance, Magic going to Hearthstone. First thing that's really important is that Hearthstone kept a lot of the core fun of card games. The whole idea of having creatures with numbers associated with them, removal spells, sweepers, card draw, a lot of the existing concepts in card games were there. Hearthstone also removed a lot of barriers to entry for a significant number of problems that Magic had. I should say paper Magic had. I don't know problems in air quotes because there's some debate about this, but for instance, one, change the mana system so you don't get mana screwed at all. No mana screw in Hearthstone. It fixed that problem. Also, the digital client tracks all the stuff, so players have no risk of trying to keep track of the board state. The game does it for you. Also, completely simplified turn ordering. There's no main phase and combat phase and second main. There's none of these sorts of things in Hearthstone. It's just your turn. But here's the thing that Hearthstone also did. Hearthstone also included tons of stuff that I'd never seen anywhere in other card games as a lifelong card game player. Mechanics like the hero and hero powers was sweet. Things like copy a card from your opponent's deck, spell power mechanics, persistent damage on the creatures. I don't know if any of you have ever played a card game with persistent damage on the creatures. It's fucking impossible in paper to track everything. It's actually horrible. Like Hearthstone, if it were in paper, would be horrible. And so this is, I think, a trifecta of awesomeness that Hearthstone did. Kept the existing fun of card games, fixed some of the problems that prevent people from tapping into the fun of card games, like mana screw and difficulty of tracking, and then it added in a whole bunch of new, fancy, amazing, awesome stuff. And when I played Runeterra, I really felt like I was not feeling the third category as much, or the first category as much. I didn't feel like there was a huge number of things where I was like, holy shit, I've never seen this before in other games. And also I felt like there was a lot of just core basic fun, of familiar mechanics that I felt like were not even explored yet in Legends of Runeterra. And, if I'm being super reasonable, I will note that Magic the Gathering sucked ass balance-wise when it first dropped. Like, was terrible, and had real flatness. And after 30 years, it's been amazing. So I actually have a lot of faith and confidence in not just Riot as a developer, but also this particular product's capability of becoming more and more and more and more awesome. Because I kind of want that feeling when I sit down to play that makes me go, holy shit, I've just never, ever, ever seen this before. Holy crap. Whoa, the crazy experiences. I was playing and I went, okay, persistent damage. Oh, declaring of attackers and declaring of blockers. Cool, got it. Great, nice. And I felt like it was it. Oh, huh. Come on, baby. Russian Ally says Pokemon has persistent damage. Yeah, Pokemon doesn't really wind up with like 14 creatures out on the battlefield, each with their own persistent damage. Pokemon is like, I will track Pikachu's damage. And that's it. Oh, I have a Zagoth Triome. Terrific. It says, honestly, the way Riot does their games, they stick to the norms super strictly and just try to offer a game experience that establishes players of that genre are expected to prefer. I think, I would say that I think League of Legends, in terms of its combat design, was... yeah, maybe I need to do without these fartless acts, huh? See, this is kind of why I like Languish. -4/-4 counters. Well, that's just a pile of poo-poo. But we also see that there's nothing that can take advantage of this. So I'm actually going to do something that looks a little weird. I think I'm actually just going to Heartless Act to remove the counters on this. So I can then that way play the Overgrown Tomb into Uro. I really don't want this getting that big. Okay. I want more lands in the deck. I mean, I think that the combat design in League of Legends is substantially different than the combat structuring of Dota, and I find to be pretty incredible the amount of innovation that went into that. Truly pretty amazing. I think I actually just play Nissa. Maybe I'm wrong.
We will not fail. The land shall conquer you.
But I want to be able to get to our friend Uro pretty soon. Haha, here's a good one. Jorgen Boy says, what are some good books you'd recommend on game design? Here's a good one. I don't. I recommend Mark Rosewater's design blog, Making Magic. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll do this. Maybe Thoughtseize is actually the one that I should have taken out. I mean, it seems always a mistake to delete a Thoughtseize, but, you know. Yeah, terrific. Elemental. Mark Rosewater's blog about game design. He publishes every Friday and has for like 15 years. It is called Making Magic. And it is nothing short of sensational. Every interesting thought I've ever said on this show is from reading that blog or speaking to my friend Tristan. That's it. That is who I am. Who's your favorite parrot? Day 9, day 9. Do I want the Fetid Pool out? I suppose. And let's take a peek in here. We can name Even to snatch that Dreadhorde Butcher out of here. Collected Company. Collected Company, or for short, Coco. Coco is perhaps the most, one of the most important cards in Historic right now. It's so good. The top 6 cards is a lot. And being able to nab 2 things that are both a 3 is pretty unreal good. Alright, so I'm going to name Odd. Let's see what our friend does. But I think, Jorgy Boy, the best way to learn about game design, you can get some interesting tidbits from, say, Raph Koster's A Theory of Fun, Tracy Fullerton's Game Design Workshop, I actually think is a fantastic work. Even. That's a really good one. I never would have dreamed. Cauldron Familiar returns. Goodness. No. Zingo Dingo. But here's the thing, Jorgy Boy. Here's the thing, Jorgy Boy. I cannot stress enough that it's like if you wanted to learn how to paint, you should be painting. It's fine to read about painting, but if you only read about it, you're literally not doing anything. I would describe that as BADD bad. So, I mean, I can recommend some materials like that, but I mean, really, 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 really start making some shit. Come up with a simple board game. Come up with a simple board game. Do lots of board game stuff. In terms of the practical, how should I make things and test stuff and what's a process and how do I structure my thought, Game Design Workshop by Tracy Fullerton is great. Theory of Fun by Raph Koster, I would describe as like a really interesting perspective read. I think it's also important to read some other design books. Things like Design of Everyday Things is a real classic. There's also, I think industrial design is an extremely intelligent field to look at. Just the idea of object design. Design of Everyday Things is very much so focused on that sort of thing. Okay, this is actually a reasonable circumstance. Let's go ahead and do a swing. Understanding Comics is a book about the construction of comics, but its chapter, particularly the chapter on closure, is an extraordinary... I think it's Blood in the Gutter is the name of the chapter. Understanding Comics is an incredible, incredible work. That's by Scott McCloud. Hit me. We might get another chance to exile the cat, but I'm actually not that concerned about the cat at this point. I'm more concerned about losing to card advantage. So, let's go ahead and let's probably go extinct here. Our opponent might fuck up. I don't trust him to. Understanding Comics is one of the best works of nonfiction I've ever read. I mean, that book's astounding. So I'd recommend those, but seriously, make some stuff. Go make some stuff. And the Game Design Workshop by Tracy Fullerton is just a really nice guide with some great excerpts from various designers and whatnot that are great. Plus, like, some exercises to get you actually, again, making shit. Because I think the biggest misunderstanding that, well, you know what? Let's say it like it is. Your armchair game designer who's never tried to make a game, who has no idea what it means to assemble rules and to watch players play in certain ways. That kind of dum-dum. Too many people think that just because they watch video essays and they discuss and they do things like that, that they get the principles. And it's almost treated as like a really subjective thing. Like, well, I don't know, because I mean, what if my goal was to make a game like this and blah, blah, blah. And really, just like with many other forms of design, oh, fuck yeah. This is what we want. Bing, bong. Bing, 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 bang, boom. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, this right here, this is the reason why I didn't do the very, very early on try to use the Extinction Event. I want to try to get some more cards drawn with my Uro. Because, again, I'm not that worried about the cat. Anyways. When you start doing design of almost any sort, you learn real fast that this shit is actually pretty objective in a lot of ways. I fucked up, didn't I? Ah, shit. I completely fucked up. Well, this will let us do it. Alright, we gotta Thoughtseize this now. Alright, cool. Sultai Midrange working it. Joe Monkey, happy 69-month anniversary. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We've actually had some long timers rejoin today, and I missed out on saying hi to a lot of you. Who else? Who else? Who's new here? Who's new and blue? Cuckoo, cuckoo. I guess we say goodbye to this. Nice, 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 nice! Vwam, our 39 months. Spenny with the 7 from heaven. You love to see it. Air Daddy says, I'm a 50-month sub on the only channel where a 50-month sub isn't a long timer. Alright, it looks like it could be, okay, oh, Grixis! You know, I think it's too important to just be getting the land out, so I'm gonna try to cycle it up, but that does suck. But yeah, no, I think it's just way too important to, be actively making shit. We're actually gonna take a peek here. Hilarious. this. I want to get this guy a going. I'm not even gonna Thoughtseize, man. It just doesn't matter right now. Oh my god, Crocs the no! Oh my god. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I want the land, so I don't crack this. I just draw. Terrific. I think we want a green and a blue, huh? Because now I'm going to play this guy. We're absolutely going to pump up the Zagoth Triome, giving us the ability to play a Growth Spiral. Oh! Not enough for a Crocs. Okay, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The land fights for us.
Got him. Bing, bong, bang. No. Got him. Got him. This is destroy target non-land permanent and all their permanents with the same names. This helps us get some of them P-Walkers. So I think we get rid of these. I think I also get rid of this. And what then, huh? What then are we wanting? I think Narsets seem good and Negates seem good. I also like the idea of a scavenging ooze. Seems fine. Seems fine. Seems fine. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that so much of design is actually objective and not subjective. And when you are trying to do a creative work, it is about trying to understand those objective rules, often called the craft side of things, while trying to also do something expressive. And that's the art side of things. You know, so for instance, if you are trying to paint something with the colors like blue and black and purple, these colors, due to the fact that our brains are pre-programmed to respond to darkness and light and certain colors and like what nighttime means and darkness means, there is built-in associations that are inescapable. You can't say, no, but I'm painting an all blue, black, and purple painting that is going to be happy. Like, I mean, you don't really get to just do that. You don't get to do that. This is a great starting hand. Thoughtseize. Okay, let's see here. So we kind of want to just get the Thoughtseize out of here, huh? Great. Thanks, Ghosty. Thank you. Like, here's one that I assert is kind of an objective statement. Brains like discrete things more than brains like continuous things. Brains are just easier. Brains are just easy. They just have an easier time processing big, chunky, juicy things. So, for instance, if you have 6 workers in StarCraft and you go to 8, it's very challenging for your brain to feel that difference. I mean, probably this one. You'll love to see it. It's, I mean, especially if you get to like 16 workers going to 20 workers, that's really hard to feel the economic difference. But brains are actually quite comfortable at doing things like 6 last hits versus 8 last hits. Because it's a discrete thing. It's chunky, bigger, like this. Getting a green, feeling lean. You'll love to see it. Brain's just like that. So, for instance, there are games that have taken advantage of the things that, discrete, chunky things, particularly when you do an act and the discrete things happen as an immediate result. Like, I right-click on a thing in Dota, and bam, the money happens. Plants vs. Zombies. I click on the sun, boom, the income gain happens. This is exactly what I was talking about at the start of this show, where often people tend to think that Historic is we're blowing each other up at such a faster rate because the power level's higher. Wah! When, in many regards, you are winding up in some sort of grindy, interesting, top-decky situations quite a bit more, which is great. Harness the elements! Bam! Thanks, Ghosty, you're a hero. Ghosty's the best. No! Around. No one's ever gonna keep you down. Rats. But I also have a Nissa. Boop. Holy shit, is that tight. I mean, this is an insane draw. Oh! Do I? I'll put this in the library, please. Transform. B-Town Pro set review for Zendikar will be on the 14th. 14th. Bing, bong, bang, bong, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Lay it out.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Stack slaps. What now? Odd. Oh yeah, you love to see it. Alright, yeah, you're dead. Pow! Boom! Bing bong! But yeah, no, I think that when it comes to a lot of just like, I mean, this is why I say, like, if you want to start getting into game design, game making stuff, just start making stuff. Be almost shitty and reckless about it too. Don't overthink it. Like the Straits of Danger work that I've been, you know, spending a reasonable amount of time on with a fantastic crew at Dot Big Bang. I mean, a lot of that was like kind of having a pretty good vision for some mechanics, and like there was the mechanic of the ship, the navigation of the ship. That was like a really concrete vision of that thing. And then everything else was like I'm going to do this now in case of counter spiels. Then everything beyond that was like... Okay, and there's an obstacle course, and I can imagine some obstacles. Let's try some stuff. And we tried some stuff, and that was that. So I think in this situation, Cheeto VT is going to get to draw quite a lot of card draw stuffs. Quite a lot. And this is, this archetype that we're seeing from Cheeto VT is a really common one. It's the Azorius Enchantments deck. It's the idea of getting some very challenging to block bastards, and then throwing a whole bunch of card draw, cheap enchantments on them, some protective counter magic, and then bing bonging all the way to the bank. Green. I could have 1, 2, 3, 4 down to Hydroid Krasis, but whatever. Core Spear Dancer. The Core Spear Dancer is really nice. Whenever you cast an aura, you may draw a card. Oof. Sure. Yeah, but I think that if there's someone who's like, I really want to get into design, what do I do? Tell me what to do, Sean. Literally prescribe me something to do. First thing I would do is take a simple board game. Your pick. Simple board game, and do some sort of variation on it. Right? We got enough. Alright. And when I say simple board game, I'm not talking... I'm gonna do chess too. Like, don't do that shit. Do, like, a game that one of your buddies could learn in a day. Listen, if you got the Spell Pierce, you got the Spell Pierce. I'm the best. You know, a game like Up the River. Super simple, super clean, super straightforward. Super clean, super simple, super straightforward. Do a variation on it. Like, in Up the River, Lee added sharks. So there's sharks there now. No. Please. Deal 11 damage. See if I give a damn. Close out the game nicely. I gotta narrate the gameplay more. I'm just like talking about game shit. Yeah, so step one is I would just do a variation on an existing game. Like, do a variation. Then I would design like some simple board games. Some simple board games. Just some really simple ones. And I want to stress to you how you should make something that is simple. Make 3 simple-ass things before you even try to make a complicated thing. Please, do this. Please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. I don't think my opponent has a Spell Pierce or anything like that, but it can't hurt to check. Terrific. Well, can't win them all. gonna hold back the Ugin for a little bit. Little villain really makes a mistake. Yeah, I mean, like really simple. Like, please, for the love of God, do something simple. Lays for Life says, I got a question about your recommendation for starting with a simple board game. What do you mean that? With an engine? Or just more of like a Windows Forms type thing? No, I mean literally, okay, here's the rules. Okay, so this is going to be your game piece. Okay, here, and you have this wallet and this are going to represent your currency, you know? Like, cut things out of paper, write on a pen. Look, I mean, I literally have, like, note cards right here, right? Here's all the game pieces I need to make a board game. Just use objects that are sitting around, use pencil and paper, make a board game. You know what I mean? I don't mean produce a polished work of art. Let's see here. I think I... Still holding back on my buddy Ugin. Yeah, I mean, don't make it amazing. Like, just get pencils and papers, get dice, take pieces from other game. You literally want to make nothing but rules. You want to make nothing but rules. That's it. That's all you want to do. Chris Parent says, simple doesn't mean boring. In this case, it does. It does. Make something dead fucking simple and try to make it fun. And if it's boring, that's fine. You're like, that's totally fine. That's fine. I mean, I want to stress, again, be reckless. Don't necessarily try to even make something good or entertaining or brilliant or any of this shit. Just make something, you know? Make some simple stuff and just kind of like see what happens, you know? And things that, think of how I'm suggesting to you. This is kind of how I would suggest to someone who's playing maybe StarCraft for the first time. I mean, technically, if you're trying to be a good player, yeah, you want to have a strategy where you have the flexibility to scout and make changes. You don't want to overcommit. Expanding is good, but don't expand too much. Blah blah blah. Dude, this person hasn't played their first game. I'm gonna tell them just play a little bit and fuck around, man. Goodbye, hero. Yeah. Alright. Ugin is really good here. I mean, we have a pretty good list against this, huh? I mean, pretty simple. Yeah. Narset kills their deck. Narset's pretty bad here, actually. I would imagine Narset's pretty bad because, like, if I don't have rigid control over the board, I play Narset, they swing once, kill Narset. Like, how do I prevent Narset from dying? I mean, they have 0 and 1 mana creatures. Probably don't want the 8 mana I mean, we actually have so much removal. I'm not really that worried. I didn't put in the Languishes because all the enchantments tend to pump them up to really big. By the way, the fact that my hair is graying in this, like, weird line thing here. Oh, it looks so funny. Oh, I thought I was playing that card. I make you mistakey. Fear Chubbs, aside from StarCraft, what's your favorite game of all time? Probably Magic. Which, whew, what a relief, am I right? Showing up better late than never, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I feel like too often when there's someone that has some experience, you know, like say experience playing a game or experience with design or experience making games or something like this, there is advice that is valuable to a peer but not to someone that hasn't done anything yet, you know? I think it is extremely important to have stuff like, dude, just like make a really shitty little basic board game. Show me what you got. This is actually another card that we might consider cutting. Giant Killers. This is fine. Karametra's Blessing. Interesting. Even. I did it. That I was not expecting. That is perhaps a pickle. Second all side of Life's Bounty, huh? Karametra's Blessing is a bit pickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, not enough. Gleam, please. Yeah, I mean, like, and the advice I like to give to anyone who's just starting something out is to stress the importance of just beginning to fuck around. You know what I mean? Just begin to fuck around. Hey, Mr. Detheridge. Thanks for the 5 nifty, thrifty gifties. And Mr. Detheridge has been a long time fan of Day 9. Happy to finally become a sub and to share the fun with the rest of the community. Man, hell yeah. We love to see it here. We love bringing more nice human beings into the picture. As we're talking about video games, playing video games, and trying to learn a good bit about this here meta. Again, this Azorius Enchantments list is really nice because it leverages things like All Side of Life's Bounty, the 1/1 white dog that you can sack to give something indestructible. No! I never would have thought. Dish, 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 dish. Really cool, really, really cool. Sentinel's Eyes, Castle from the Grave. So sick, so thick. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. See if we can get another land. Yeah, I mean, just mess around. Just mess around, man. Mess around with stuff. You want to get good at Magic, and you've not played, what should you do? Dude, just try stuff. Just start playing shit. Have a blast. Enjoy this game. Just start doing stuff. The game's fun. You want to start learning how to make games? Start making board games. Start copying other board games and then changing like 10% of it. Just start messing around, man. Listen, I know that the year is 2020, and you're not allowed to have a hobby that you can't monetize. But, like, seriously, just have a hobby that you can't monetize. Just mess around. Curious Obsession and Curiosity. I would never dream. Things bomb. Like, just mess around. Just mess around now. Maybe I should add the Languishes, huh? Maybe I should add the Languishes. I think I maybe don't want the Thoughtseize. Uro would be great. I mean, I think we're mostly dead. There are different kinds of dead. Elsturma says, long-time lurker, just want to shout out and say thank you for being so awesome. Your positivity has lit up some dark times in my life. Keep being amazing. Hey, thanks, Elsturma. I am truly, absolutely delighted to hear it. Truly, truly, absolutely. Yeah, I was talking about a friend with this actually the other day that, you know, said friend was asking, like, you know, you seem to juggle a lot of different things. Is there a trick? Is there a secret? And I suppose that I would have to describe the trick is almost recklessness. I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking do this now. Here we go. Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm just like, alright, I'm going to start building a prototype in Unity, and I don't know what it's going to be. And then I just, like, start trying to make some shit.
I protect that which cannot protect itself.
I don't know, I just, like, I just don't plan that much. Okay. I think I'm actually going to kill the Thoughtseizes in this. Is that bad to kill Thoughtseize? Do you always want a Thoughtseize? Is this bad? Something like this? I don't know. I'm going to give it a try because I don't really care. The real Samuel says, in your experience, how long does it take someone experienced in programming to get the hang of Unity? I have no fucking clue. I've used Unity for 12 years, and I don't have the hang of Unity. I'm very competent in Unity, and I have no idea how that fucking thing works. Like, I can, if you want me to make something, I'll make it like that, but you never get a mastery of a game engine, you know what I mean? What deck are we playing? We're playing Sultai Ramp. But I don't know, like, if you just play it, like, play with it consistently, you'll just start making stuff. Really, I would say, I would say if you're a competent programmer, and in particular, if you understand just the idea of entity component structures, you'll be fine. Completely fine. You get Unity, and I would even say it's not about getting it or feeling competent or nailing it or owning it or any of that stuff. And it's more the knowledge that if you did this by yourself, it would take you 100 hours, and if you did it in Unity, it would take you 10 hours. So just start getting it done in Unity, you know what I'm saying? Alright, Cheeto VT has a complete dog shit hand, and we are happy to see it. Maelstwompolth. Alright, let's start cracking for green, I'm thinking. Ooh, the 10-ton hammer, I love this. Games in general require getting in the shit and cutting through the weeds regardless of your proficiency in the engine. Truth be spoken. Truth be spoken. I'm gonna just take it out now. I think it's fine. It's impossible to cast an additional enchantment at instant speed to get the free cycle. So. Mr. Cloaked Herald, no problem. You'll love to see it. If I get Ugin out, we just stomp Cheeto's shit for sure. Mr. Deathridge says, so you're going to be hosting this tournament remotely, or are you just going to be off-site somewhere? I'm hosting it right here. I have my build order to go get my shirts dry clean. I'm picking it up on Wednesday afternoon after rehearsal's done. I have my Mythic Invitational background that I'm going to hang after this. Well, let's get rid of all the things named Luris of the Dream Den. I mean, Cheeto VT has like a shitload of good things right now, which kind of stinkos. Alright, we win. Enters tapped. Enters tapped. Outside of Life's Bounty. No. Oh. Again, I actually suspect that there is nothing that Villain can do about the Ugin, but there might be a Dovin's Veto. Ooh, yeah, we probably absolutely lost. Whoopsie daisies. All that glitters is gold. Oh! Well, we didn't see any counter magic the first two games. Maybe I made an ass out of you and me. Bum, 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 dun, green. Dun, 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 dun. Bang, bang, bong, bang, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm absolutely wearing green shorts for this shit. I'm gonna be wearing flip-flops or slippers. Well, you hate to see it. We're more than likely dead. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. You know, this question was asked earlier of what do I think is the most overlooked aspect in game design or game development? Truly, I think it is forgetting to make the thing fun. Well played, Cheeto VT. I like Doritos more anyways. I gotta be honest with you, I do not like the Maelstrom Pulses in the deck. Well, I'm gonna get... What? Andrea... Twitch.tv/Andrea Mengucci. Go to the videos, go to yesterday's stream and show me what you got. I want to do the Mengucci version. Because it was, I mean, like, this one was good shit. So this is what Andrea Mengucci was playing on stream yesterday that inspired me to play this Sultai Midrange. So let's create the new list, which is going to be Historic, which is Historic Mengu Sultai. It's a little bit of a different list, a little bit of a different style, and when this commercial stops playing, we'll take a peek at it. But then I'm going to tell you what I think is the most overlooked thing in game development. The most overlooked thing. He posts his latest list on Twitter. Oh yeah. Twitter.com/Mengu09, I think is his... Nice! I'm so sick. I stalk this man. I know all of his shit. There is no escape. Decklist perfect. Explore to Magic Arena. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Bam. Decks. Discard changes. Import. Bam. H. Mengu Sultai Midrange. Pow. Big bada boom. Alright, let's take a peek at this list. I believe it still also runs the very common 28 land. 28 land is really common on decks that play extra lands per turn because they leverage playing extra lands per turn, so you better be able to consistently draw extra lands to play per turn. Oh my god, of course, Pact of Negation. This is a good one in this list. So this is, again, lower to the ground. It's a lower to the ground list. It has Essence Scatters, 2 eliminates, 2 Heartless Acts, Growth Spirals, and Hydroid Krasis. Runs a single Cultivate to assist with some ramping. Only a single pair of these sweepers, and then 4 Nissas, 2 Ugins, and a pair of Shark Typhoons as additional ways to end the game. And a relatively similar looking sideboard, but this is kind of interesting. Leyline of the Void in trios, an extra singleton. Yeah, this is a much simpler sideboarding plan. Terrific, 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 terrific. Pact of Negation is great. And I think, I might just say Pact of Negation is your Ugin insurance. You get to 8 mana, you cast Ugin, you Pact of Negation it, you blow everything up, and the next turn you pay the 5 mana, which is no problem. Terrific. Better. Better, 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 better. Here's the #1 mistake I think people make in game development. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? I might say that this is more game design than game development, but Under Battlefield tapped. Bam. Here it is. People forget to make shit fun. Okay? People forget to make things fun. People forget that the reason people play games is to have fun. And, ooh, I have a cool idea for a card that fills in the gap in terms of dealing with aggro decks in a Golgari mid-range, blah, blah. And so I think that, therefore, this is a good card to patch up that issue. Yeah, but is it fun? Is it fun? When most people are playing games, they're playing something that is already fun with cool intellectual shit on top of it. Like, ugh. Take heroes in Overwatch. Which hero is good? Which hero is bad? What are the roles that people should have? Blizzard did not know that in advance because they did not have access to a massive group of playtesters to be able to help establish cleanly how the meta would function. And they've done many, many changes to the meta since then. They were not designing things necessarily with the first class goal being some cool strategic block. They put in a shitload of work to things like... Holy crap. It feels so good to just shoot. Oh my god, when you just hold the shield up and it goes... ZW Stern says, isn't fun a bit hard to quantify, whereas balance is a bit easier to pin down as a conception of? No. And I think this is the mistake, is that... Like, if people are bursting into laughter, if people are going, oh, shit, if people are going, nah, ha, 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 oh, wait, oh, yeah, they're having fun, okay? Like, it's measurable. It's like it's a real fundamental, simple thing that's so easy to overlook because there's, again, all this intellectual layering on top of the games that we tend to play. And it's easy to get caught up in those because a lot of that intellectualism is what will, okay, cool. A lot of that intellectualism is what keeps people for a long period of time. Trying to figure out how to have a good answer against aggro as a mid-range deck doing XYZ thing. That's interesting. That's really compelling. Quite simply, plainly, and clearly. But, I mean, you gotta make shit fun, man. You gotta make stuff fun. I think this board game is a response to the German-style board games in which trading is such an essential part of the game that there's no other methodology to gain resources, and so if you're not interested in trading, you can feel a little bit like you're being pigeonholed, and I don't like that, and so I made this board game. Fine. 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 You're allowed to make that board game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay, nice. Like, you are allowed to do this. This is fine to do. It's fine to say. Not a big deal. How the fuck ever is your game any fun at all? Does anyone like your game? What makes your game actually fun? Well, you see, it's getting around the issue of trading because, it's really important to, like, just make sure that players have other alternatives. But, like, why is that fun? I feel like maybe that's, like, the #1 thing. Because, there's a lot of games that are, like, horribly imbalanced. Like, take the original Mass Effect. When the original Mass Effect came out, there were some classes that were just literally, cleanly, concretely, strictly better than other classes, period. But boy, some fun shit happened in that game. Also, I cannot believe that Leo sacked the Mayhem Devil. I am in disbelief. I believe that Leo is lying to me right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Collected Company.
My strength fades.
Collected Company into Woe Strider. Village Rights? Rat. Okay. This is such a good card to get. Oh! You're unbelievable. How wish I to do this thing, to do this thing, to do this thing. I think I passed to do this thing. So early in the morning. No. This is right. You guys ever heard the term Spikopath? You ever heard this term? So there's the Timmy, Johnny, and Spike, which is 3 descriptions of 3 different types of reasons that people play games. 3 different types of emotional reasons why people play games. Whatever will I do? And the Spike and Vorthos, no, it's something a little different. Something a wee bit different. But the Spike is someone who plays games to prove themselves, who plays games because they want to win. They only care about winning, so they're interested in efficient cards that are very, very good. And a Spikopath is a designer who has no empathy for anyone except competitive players. They have no empathy for someone who's just playing the game to have a fun time, for an experience, or something like this. They only care about ways to win. They're a Spikopath. I love this term. It's so good. Okay. See, I feel like already I have an easier time sideboarding here. Probably don't want the Pact of Negation against this. probably do want the Ley Line of the Void. I probably do want the Scavenging Oozes. I probably do want the Heartless Axe Eliminates and Languishes, right? It's time to cut some things. What do we cut here, man? What gets the hell out of here? Is Essence Scatter a bad one? I mean, Shark Typhoon's probably a little bit cheeky here. Man, do I get rid of Growth Spirals? Growth Spirals and Ugins? I'm going to try this. I think this is incorrect, but whatever. Dragon Game says, is it wrong to be a Timmy Path or a Spikopath? By the way, I'm not trying to say there is a structural emergence from the idea of Timmy Johnny Spike to become a Spikopath or something like that, but the term Spikopath came as a joke comment from former Magic players that then tried to go on to design... their own card games, but again, they had no empathy except for the most competitive players around. It's the only person that they cared about. So the joke was calling them Spikopaths. Like, they're so obsessed with this, they cannot design for other people. Except for this ultra-competitive lunatic. See you later, nerd. Alright, let's take a little pain here. Ooh, ow. Alright, you got it. This is actually what I do. Green and a blue. Blue. You know, coming back to this idea of, like, fun, there's lots of reasons why people have fun playing. And something that was brought up earlier is the idea of, like, what are aesthetics that people appreciate? And there's also different categories for aesthetics appreciators. One being the Vortex, the person who's really interested in the flavor and the lore and the meaning behind cards. There's a Mel who's interested in the design and the subtlety of interactions and shit like this. Please play. Oh!
Strange and magnificent world.
Bang.
Rise, my elemental friend.
But yeah, no, I think that I think that I would describe most broadly that, like, here is the arc. And some of this I think is accurate. Some of it I think is me describing my own arc as a human being, and sort of therefore seeing and looking for that more frequently. But Zach, I don't give a shit. But I think the arc is, I am a person that's playing a game that's already fun, and because I'm really into this game, I'm really into sort of the higher level, more complex, nuanced, subtle interactions. For instance, I'm a StarCraft player. I'm really into the fact that you can cut gas at this point to get a command center earlier, but then still have the mines in time to be able to defend and attack at the same time. But you have to be very careful with the judgment of your vulture, so you send out an extra scouting SCV, and that is how you can do this build that gets you 2 factories without needing an engineering bay early on. These are stories I found really cool and compelling in the experience of learning how to play StarCraft and growing in skill and whatnot and all this shit. But what happens when I went to my design program, and what happened when I tried to work on initial game projects? I had spent so much time up here and doing all this stuff. It is more than that I forgot about some of the fun ass basics, and more that it's like I couldn't even see them. You know what's really wonderful in StarCraft as a Zerg player in StarCraft 1? When you finally have enough economy, larva, units, upgrades, power, that the swarm happens. I'm sending 150 Zerglings in. I'm flanking with 2 control groups of lurkers. I got defilers blasting everything every which way. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a freaking dream come true to play in those situations. It is so, so, so fun. I can't even stress how fun it is. That's the payoff when you play StarCraft. You get to, every game where I'm winning, I'm getting to do a fun thing. The fun thing kicks into gear. I don't even have, oh, I do have enough. I'm the best at counting. Nobody counts like Day 9. Alright, we're not going to get to counter. You have to do the fun thing. When I trap a bunch of Marines with Zerglings in a Dark Swarm, and then the Lurker Spines go off, huge explosion. So satisfying. So good. Terrific. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I can't even stress how much I love it. There's all these little satisfying things that are happening in StarCraft. The challenge is that my opponent is getting in the way, not just of me winning, but of me getting to do the fun thing. Holy shit, it's an instant speed spell. I still can't believe it. Oh. And dude, I swear to God, the first, 10 games I made, simple games again, all simple games, they're just so unfun. So unbelievably unfun. Alright, tap this. Who loves cycling? Day 9, day 9. Who loves cycling? Day 9, day 9. Okay, show me what you got. What is in your hand? Ooh, Reclamation Sage. Get that one the fuck out. I think it is okay for me to swing Dingo. How about Puppet Man? Was it fun? Truth be told, Puppet Man was actually... That game was fun. That was a good one. That was really fun. I don't know if kids learned anything. Well, anyone learned a damn thing on Puppet Man, but it was fun. Chilling, man. No, we could play Puppet Man. If I literally had access to the executable to be able to share it with you, I wouldn't dare dream of giving you access to that fucking that game. Are you kidding me? Get me out of here. Yeah, Close. This one time, Dan, I recommended Satellite Rain to me personally. My friends and I couldn't find, never made it to the fun. It's a very particular kind of game. It really is. Why would you use this one? Oh, auto tapper. No. Fuck. Oh. More Midnight Reapers, please. Ah, rats. auto-tapper's like, I have an idea! Farting auto-fucking tapper. So if we Languish, it will deal a lot of damage to the opponent's face, and then we can play... or then we can summon another elemental and potentially win the video game. But the problem is now that if Leo swings out, Nissa dies. You love to see it. Let's get the blue, let's get the black, let's get this. Thank you for leaving the correct ones up. Pow. Oh my, that's good stuff. Opponent should, in response, sacrifice the Midnight Reaper. That is the play. You need to get the Midnight Reaper off the board before everything else pops. Dude, this is going to be such a great series of weeks. First, Mythic Invitational, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday's going to roll along, very gentle day. Probably going to do a mostly talking in the evening instead of a mostly walking. Probably a very short episode. This is not the order, my friend. You gotta sack that Reaper. Gotta sack that Reaper, man. Well, now we definitely got him. The card review is going to be on Tuesday. We're doing something special. TBD. To be announced on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday. It's going to be just a ton of Zendikar Rising. I'm just gonna kill him. Let me just hold full control. And a 3. Bang! EGPG. Doink, doink. Andrea Mengucci Sultai ramp. It makes me very happy, man. Perfect. Whatever, I have Thoughtseize. Never mulligan a turn 1 Thoughtseize. I've been sitting really weirdly in this chair and it keeps messing with my neck. My poor neck. My poor neck. I keep like leaning forward at weird angles. Boom, 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 dum, 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 dum. Dum dum bum 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 chicka bum chicken chun dun chicken chun dun chicken chun dun 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 dun. All right. Thoughtseize. Oh man. Okay. This is actually the one I'm like worried about. Let's get this one out of here. Dreadhorde Fart Canist is just such a good card. So this is the really mega popular Rakdos Sack deck. And the way it works is it has a whole lot of ways to fill the graveyard, notably with a Stitcher's Supplier. And that way you can cast Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger very, very easily. It leverages some of the other cheap spells like Thoughtseize to disrupt, but then cards like Dreadhorde Arcanist to recast the Thoughtseize. I think it's time to play them pools. You gonna discard some cards? I want green, baby. Alright, who likes cards in hands? I certainly don't. Alright, bum bum bum. This is another card that's very, very good in here. Claim to Fame. Claim, return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can return a Kroxa from the grave to the battlefield. You can return useful things such as this Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then you can Fame it to give it haste. I mean, it's gross. It has big oof energy. Farts. I'm definitely going to cycle this to be able to increase the probability of getting a Lando Calrissian. Handy dandy, where were you last turn, Landy? Apo Koala, hello, how are you, our good friend Koala? So we're really looking for our Scavenging Oozes, our Leyline of the Voids, to help us absolutely own. Village Rites is a profoundly righteous enabler of this deck. I mean, you have so many things that you want to sacrifice. You also have things like Claim the Firstborn, claim a thing, take control of it, boom, sack it to draw 2 cards. I definitely think that this Rakdos list is going to be super good and super popular at the Mythic Invitational this weekend. And I say that as someone who has not looked at the deck lists. Why set myself up to be wrong, right? I'm such an idiot, but I am in particular a thirsty idiot. Woohoo! Woo! Ugh. Oh no, not a Dreadhorde. No. Because again, Dreadhorde swings, Thoughtseize gets recast from the grave. I will use my Fetid Pools. Now, do I think it's correct to swing with the Shark? I think so. I think so. Det Barrett Rails says, "Hey Sean, love your Spellslinger Magic videos on YouTube. Thrilled to hear it." Those were a lot of fun to do, and they were honestly, it was 2 very intense days, but also 2 very straightforward days. You'd get up early, and then you'd do a game from 8 to noon, a game from 1 to 4, and a game from 5 to 8. That was it. That was the day. It was like very, very, very straightforward. Any particular decks or combos you're thinking are going to be fun to watch at the Invitational? See, Looper Call, here's the thing about the Historic format right now. Historic, one of the anchor decks was Field of the Dead. And I want to describe what I mean by an anchor deck. which there are decks that don't really care what you're doing. They are just strong in and of themselves. They're very reliable. They're very proactive in particular. And Field of the Dead decks that summoned lots of zombies, used Hour of Promise to get a bunch of fields out quickly, and all this, that, and the other. I feel like I'm going to get Thoughtseize. Really? You're going to shock me? Oh! Oh, really? Oh, my goodness! Oh! I think my opponent just really screwed up. 2, 4, 6, 7. Terrific. X equals 2. Keep in mind, lands are colorless, so it doesn't die. Hey. So, Field of the Dead decks were super duper duper popular, very, very commonly played. So whenever you were building a deck, you would say something like, and let me just use some other dud decks. You'd say, okay, the mono red aggro list is a really good deck. Field of the Dead is really good. And then there's this maybe Azorius control deck that's really good. So, I want to come up with a new list. How do I beat each of these three? This is the process of normal deck construction, is as you're building, you kind of have these anchors in your mind to help ground your thought process so you're not just sort of putting things in at random. So you would see a lot of things like Massacre Worm, which is a card that says give -2/-2 to all enemy creatures and deal damage to them for any creature that dies. Things like this, right? Things like this. Oh my god. And so with that in mind, when Field of the Dead gets banned, which just happened, like super recently, a lot more changes than you might initially think. Because maybe I ran a deck that had 6 cards that helped me in the Field of the Dead matchup that were okay in other matchups. Well, now suddenly those 6 cards, maybe instead of trying to be reactive, I can make them proactive. I can actually have a more compelling, powerful game plan, and suddenly this makes my deck actually shift into something new. So what doesn't happen, in other words, is that if there's Field of the Dead, and then Mono Red and Azorius, and say Junsack, and let's say these were the 4 best decks, it's false that deleting Field of the Dead just makes these 3 decks rise up. Often what happens is these things completely disappear, and a new set of decks comes in. Okay. What do I want to do? Definitely these fine humans. I feel like the Shark Typhoon and the Hydroid Krasis are the ones that need to get the hell out of there. And Loop, recall, I wouldn't describe them as anchor cards. I want to describe them as anchor decks. It's a Field of the Dead deck. What else do I change here? Cultivate can probably go. Maybe I'll do something like this, where I ditch this and these Essence Scatters to be more... something more like this. I don't know. But yeah, because I mean, the mono red lists, aggro lists like this, often take advantage. Aggro listos often take advantage of needs for certain decks to deal with the non-aggro matchup. Because I think aggro, if you knew that you're up against mono red, I mean, it's kind of trivially easy to build like an anti-mono red deck. This'll do, pig. This'll do. Merximer says, how do you reconcile wanting to play decks that are fun and not wanting to be annihilated by the meta net decks all the time? I mean, Magic the Gathering has rich enough deck building that only in very extreme cases do I ever feel like I am stuck like that. I mean, I do dumb, goofy-ass shit all the time on this channel, and it mostly goes fine. This is a very good one to get. It's gotta be the Village Rites, huh? Well, this is bad. Although, I think an even worse one would have been Kroxa into Claim to Fame. See you later, Uro. Guess we'll play this now, but I don't have the mana. So then I can play this guy. Thank goodness. And I think I chucked the Zagoth Triome. There's actually nothing in the hand, huh? And I'm going to destroy a Young Pyromancer now, because if there is an instant that gets drawn, you know, it's not going to help me very much. Terrific, terrific, terrific. All right. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-dum, bum. But yeah, Merximers, I actually have a... yeah, I mean, you can get a pretty positive win rate if you have pretty focused deck building with your stupid ideas. I mean, you sometimes wind up with like maybe a 55% win rate instead of a 60% win rate. Terrific. Block like this, yeah? Oh, the best possible draw. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bam. Ping, ba, 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 ba.
Forgive me.
Boop, boop. Yeah. I think it's fine to start smashing in. Excellent, excellent, smexcellent. Flexcellent. Oh, thought I passed the turn. I was looking at chat. Yeah. You got it. Draw those cards. Perfect. You love to see it. Will the little ones be coming in? No? Fantastic. So first things first. We're going to Thoughtseize, hopefully to get a... Alright. Thing gone. Alright, terrific. Actually, I should probably be eating some of these cards anyways. Excellent. This deck is very good. Very, 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 very good. Yeah, the camper, I yawn at your death. Yeah, I'm also a little sleepy today because my little baby girl sheriff decided that she was going to really go insane. Really, really, really go insane. God, I mean, like, I gave her so much attention yesterday. We went on so many walks. We snuggled a lot on, you saw that on Mostly Walking. We played string. I mean, she was getting a lot of attention. Then she's just like, well, let's just keep riding this attention train. 5 a.m. meows was horrible. So I put her in cat jail, which is this room. This room is cat jail. I stream from a jail. Cat jail. You love to see it. You love to see it. Familiar, all you wish. Midnight Reaper, Dreadhorde Butcher. Yeah, I guess it's this one. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of pain, but I think that's fine. Okay, so I'm planning on countering one of these. Okay, good. So then we play this forest. We Thoughtseize to get rid of... Alright, well, can't win them all. Doing it now. Taking 3, good enough for me. Now, let's hope a land does come down, because I would love to be able to scream odd from the top of Lung. Got an expectation for what decks may reach the finals this weekend? I really don't. I really don't, Mr. Deatheridge. Is that it? That's a... Now that is a draw that is very, 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 very good. Banner's tapped. Fab, fab, fab. It's me! Ah, nah, man. Oh. Oh, not this card. I mean, you may as well, right? Okay. Good. Bravissimo. It was full life consequences references. Yes. Yes. Screamed from the top of Lung. Let's do green. Perfect. There's nothing to even be done with. It's great. Okay, so if I play this, we can go doop.
We will not fail.
Let me just like this.
The land shall conquer you.
Get him. It's all up to you. It's whatever you want. Feel pretty fine about this exchange. Exiled Nomad Streams says hi. Hello to you, Exiled Nomad Streams. Exiled Nomad Streams, I would love a recommendation for a book. Dad only says, finally gave up and I'm pouring all of my rares into Sultai Control and Historic. Because just look at the stream. He's playing it. It's a very good deck. I would describe the deck as somewhere between the banger and plasma. Man. Does oh crap barely read. And Metro 2033. Oh, you know, that's certainly a thing. It is a good day to die. Alright, well, you know, let's do this first. Da-da-da-da-da. Stormlight 4, so excited. I feel like I really need to catch up on the little Starmy Light archives. I've also not... Have I played a land this turn? I mean, you love to cycle it. There we go, baby. Swampus Bompus coming in. Yeah, Stormlight Archives is like... I mean, that is... those books are dense. Dense, 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 dense. Bang. You're at 9, I'm at 9. We're all at 9 for ice cream. Uh-oh, automated message from AT&T. Your wireless bill is now available. Alright, we're waiting patiently. Paciently. Okay. Alright. I think I'm gonna just do... Uh-oh. Oh, God. Okay, I dropped my pen, and I love my pen. Okay, so I think that I first swing with Friend Uro to get the life that don't lie. Bam. Oh, yeah. Alright, show me what you got, Ian. Blaze of Fire says, any card you're going to miss after rotation. Yes. Outlaws Merriment. And I'm not even referring to this year either. I mean, that's what's so crazy about it. Okay, great. Well, we did it, everyone. Congratulations to us. We killed the dude. No. Who'd have thought? Oh, you bastard. Now what? Is a cat coming out? Yeah, the opponent's name is Jam. Oh. No. I did it. Outlaws Merriman's legal for one more year. No, I know Drago, but I'm still gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it so much. I'm doing hip rotations for whatever reason. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. And ooh. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Pascal Benedict says, do you have any thoughts on the descriptions of women in the Dresden Files? I do. One, if you imagine that this is a show on the CW where everybody's hot. Because the description of men are the same. He had an otherworldly beauty to him, and abs like a model. But also, it's not especially glorified. Like, the descriptions are there, but, you know, people do various forms of slapping Dresden upside the head about it constantly. So. And I mean, it's one of those things that I completely understand that it can make someone uncomfortable. But, you know, when you're reading noir that involves fairies and vampires and shit, you know. Nice. Noise. Nice. You know, I've consumed enough of that media that I sort of expect it. No, you're going to shoot her. No, oh! Quickly, flip sideways. Meow, wow, wow. Alright. Not gonna crack it.
Do not assume I am fragile.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of these things where if a character is depicted as a wee bit misogynistic, that does not necessarily, in my eyes, indicate that there is support of doing that. You know, especially if the character, literally, bad things happen to the character as a result of doing that. For instance, if any of you have seen Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, which is so good! God, Cobra Kai is so fucking good! The main character is a bit of a dip. Do I do this first? Do I... Yeah, why not? Is it really? Oh, Drenzen. It's fucking spectacular. It's absolutely spectacular. So good. Whoosh whoosh. It enters tapped. Hey, it enters tapped. Let's get a breeding pool. Why not?
The land fights for us.
Yeah. Ba-dum, ba-da-dum. Things exploding.
Do not test me.
Okay. Alright, well, it looks like we're gonna be in Redundancy City for a little bit. And I'm gonna come out on top. Bum ba da dum bum ba dum. You watched the new HBO Perry Mason show. It's very noir. I mean, you've never even heard of it. Come here, Google. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Alright. 1931, Los Angeles. While the rest of the country struggles through the Great Depression, the city is booming. Oil, Olympic Games, talking pictures, and a child kidnapping gone very, very wrong. Oh, that sounds pretty neat. I tend not to like period pieces so much. we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in the bin. Terrific. All right, I'll say goodbye to the Swampus Bompus. I have been watching Lovecraft Country, and that is good. It's a mix of, like, nice cosmic horror insanity with kind of like a good old-fashioned Scooby-Doo whimsical feel to it. I like it quite a lot. Ow! I mean, it's G-U-D-D, good. No, why would you dare do that? No. Ah. Ruh-roh. And here's the thing. Let me give a pitch to you about Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country moves really, 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 really fast. Like, shit is constantly happening. The amount of content packed into the first 2 episodes is basically as much as... By the way, this is what we were waiting for, where we could just eat a bunch of shit. Odd. Yeah, no, I got you. The amount of stuff that happens in the first 2 episodes of Lovecraft Country is the exact same amount, odd, that would happen in a full season of a traditional American show. Call Me Sanctuary says, I've had a really difficult time consuming new media during the pandemic. It actively stresses me out. I'm jealous of all the new shows folks are enjoying. Oh, dude, no. Dude, my friend, I am the exact same way, Call Me Sanctuary. I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've been rewatching Karate Kid. I've been rewatching Jericho. Did anyone watch some good old-fashioned Jericho? I love Jericho. Oh my god. Ba-da-da-da-da. Loved Jericho. Never read Season 3 because it had Season 1 and then Season 2 and then a comic continuation. That's been terrific. Been rewatching some movies. Good to see ya. Don't want it. Don't need it. Whoop. Oh, I've been watching so much Brood War. Oh, Brood War ASL. Oh, ASL 10. Oh, JYJ. Meow. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X equals 3. Earl is a good card. Earl is a good card. Oh. Yeah, dude. Call me Sanctuary. I am absolutely a consumer of old media. Oh my god, I've been rereading through the Dresden Files again, which I've been showcasing like every single show because book 16 came out in July and book 17 is coming out at the end of the month. Fuck. How are the clocks on the game looking? That's a good question. My opponent's at 20 and I'm at 22. This has been a long game one. Oh my god, yeah, Merximer's She-Ra is unbelievable. I had no idea. It's incredible. She-Ra is an incredible show. I gotta rewatch that one, man. Britt's been grinding that when she's not working. And man. I cannot believe how good it is. Dun 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 dun. Ba 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 ba. So if I X equal 3 this, I would delete most of my shit. And I don't want to do that because I'm worried about the security of my shit. Shark Typhoon. You know what? Nine and 2 is 11. Actually, 9 and 4 is 13 is the easier way to do the math. You know, and I may have actually just lost the entire game by doing this. I may have actually just lost the entire game by doing this. Because my opponent top decks a Claim the Firstborn. I don't give a damn. Yeah, no, I mean, 0 top, 1 bottom. I mean, you'll love to see that. It's some good shit. Why not? I'm just having fun talking about media, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, leverage is also really nice. Just, like, I'm just gonna watch some fun stuff. 0 top, 1 bottom. Claim in Spain stays mainly in the plane. I've literally set myself up for a win. This is so funny. You know what? You know, I want to get punished. I'm in the mood for it. We want Ian to have that moment where Ian's like, I'm dead. Wait. Hath day 9 provided hope. And... oh, that's so funny. Oh, man. Now, for any of you who are like, oh, our opponent got very lucky, I mean, they run 4 of those. That's pretty common, so. Now, that was game 1. Whoa, what a doozy that was. Let's get that Shark Typhoon out of there, huh? I think a mass exiling effect is going to be pretty nice. I feel pretty good about this matchup regardless. I think I want to put in these puppies. Maybe get a Cultivate out of there. Maybe get the Essence Scatters out of there. I think some of the sweepery type effects are going to be higher value for us. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good. I will leave that Cultivate in. I don't think I need that much single target removal. Bum ba da da bum ba da. Yeah, I mean, the probability of that happening is actually pretty high. I mean, this is why you just need to be attentive and not just max things out. I do have a bit of a Timmy streak in me where I'm just like, oh, cast the big spell. Yes, very, very good. Okay, that's terrific. Bam. Fuck you. The devils. Let's get the devils out of there. Oh, see you later, alligator. Whoa. All right. We have a number of ways to elongate. Okay. This is why I like Eliminate, man. I know Heartless Act is like a good card and stuff, but I mean, I really like my Eliminate. No. Maelstrom Pulse can get this, though. I guess that is pretty relevant, huh? Do I even want this in this matchup? I mean, I was doing just fine before. Get 'em, boys. Excellent. Alright. Game got stupid. I'm going to do the Heartless Act here. I feel a little bit like I have too much removal. Maybe, but I guess I only have 2 of these and 2 of those. Perfect! Yeah. Oh, man. Alright. killing it, man. Excellent. Don't leave home without it. Fuck. I got caught. Oh, man. That's so funny we're going to lose this series. I don't know. Maybe there's hope. Maybe I just top deck an Ura. I mean, I do run 4. Alright, well, this is terrible. Mayhem Devil, and a Mayhem Devil? Goodness. Ah! Alright, well, let's just keep doing this. Yeah, I think we're dead. It is a good day to die. Oh, yeah. Don't hate Cultivate. Maybe a green one. And let's put this one out here. Surprise. I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance if we can pull the Landos. He died. It was a pretty funny loss, honestly, where I just casted a 13/13 flyer and lost precisely the next turn. Oh man. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of ways to have done that more correctly, but I like making big stuff. I don't have any thoughts about the demise of the Venture Brothers. None. Not a single thought. I've never seen the Venture Brothers. I've never seen it. Have I seen it? No. Have I seen it? Hey, has anyone seen Mulan? Jimmy Wong was in Mulan, and I like Jimmy. It appears we are up against something. I'm going to go ahead and do this and just kind of pass the turn along, just kind of usher it. Grow away. Now, again, I want to ignore all the comments about it costs too much money. I wouldn't pay for that. I don't know why someone would. Blah 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 blah. You know, I'm just curious about the quality of the movie. You know, how was it? How was it? Again, I want to ignore absolutely everything about the pricing model and all that stuff, or the fact that it didn't have songs or any of that. Like, I don't even like musicals. Like, I'm really just curious about how was the movie? How was the movie? Oh no! Die. Time to Stone Rain every turn. We have a pile of these in the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ay, ay, ay. I think we want the blue, and then we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? Pow! Okay, you know, okay. They went to the more traditional Mulan story, I believe. Oh. Oh, Nopsis was pretty good. Well, just a clone of the original if that's what we're looking for. Yeah, let's pretend the original never existed. Let's pretend the original never existed. Because my understanding is that it was alright. It was alright. Alright, so things are happening, Lots of things are happening. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, nice. Now, I will be able to cast my Uro and then counter their Uro, which is quite cool. Okay, so let's do this properly. So first, show me what you got. Well, this, alright. And then I want to cycle. I don't have enough for everything that I want to do, huh? What do I think is better here? I think I cycle first, and then I just see what's up. Languish tips it. Languish tips it indeed. It's very obvious that I have some sort of counter magic. Dun 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 dun. Pow. Welcome back to the grave.
Rise, my elemental friend.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I miscounted. Well, this is a real problem, honestly. Good luck to me! Bam, 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 bam. Okay, well, whatever. What can you do? They're so indestructible.
The land speaks, I shall listen.
Good. Good. There should be still not enough in the bin. Great. Oh, we're taking even less damage. This is great. Our opponent. Okie dokie. You are more than welcome to attack me first. I will block. Ah, c'est terrific. Okay, so we need to tap all the non-fancy landies. Alright, so we do this. Now that this is out, then we Languish, right? And then we want to untap one of our pricey guys. Yep, like this, because we have Essence Scatter here and Heartless Act there, and then we swamp. Okay. We want to actually do this now. This has a pretty high probability of owning. Huh. That's the play. Flippe. Alright. I guess it's still fine. Oh my god, I had more water than I thought. Fortunately, I go to Chipotle a whole lot and have these napkins here. Au revoir.
Villages through these lands.
Good. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. So we can kill... Or, I mean, we're going to have, like, a dominating board position after this. I mean, it's really a question of whether this...
The land will not forsake you.
Counter spell. Yeah. We invite the pain.
Let us talk of peace.
I don't want to talk about it. All right, so I mean, if this gets something super juicy, we're definitely boned. But I don't know what is the juicy thing. Why, that's quite juicy. That's some good shit right there. Well, okay, so we went from a dominating board position to a bit of a questionable one. Now it appears that we will lose. Rats. I mean, we gotta kill Nissa, because those lands are indestructible. But now we're gonna be up against an Uro, which sucks.
I must seek comfort in a land.
Please find nothing. Please find nothing. Absolutely nothing, please. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Please, please, please. Nothing? Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Bing, 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 bong.
Behold, nature's true power.
Okay, so there's a chance. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. -2 is 9. We have a 9/9 shark. Hello, Nissa.
Together, we will prevail.
What? Tamio? Don't find Ugin.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Man, I've been sitting weird. My neck hurts. My neck hurts. Oh. I was going to cry. I was going to weep. Well, the bad news is that Yi has an Ugin. I think X equals 6 is still fine. I'm not gonna make the same mistake as last time. Fuck. No Ugin one time. Land. Damn. Just take the pact. I don't give a shit. Take the pact. Take the pact. This mirror matchup is a bit tricksy. Welcome back. The reason I didn't cycle the Shark to block the Uro is my opponent has been looking for Ugin. Has lots of ways to draw Ugin, and in particular has one of these things as a way to find Ugin. So I am trying to play Vraska Relic Seeker. Welcome back. So I'm trying to be in a position where I can play the Shark and avoid any problems like this. Like this is a perfect example of why I was trying to wait to play the Shark. But you know, when your opponent, I mean, it's basically Ugin or bust, really. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I'm pretty sure I have an Ugin somewhere in here. There's one. So I'm essentially dead, huh? I mean, the Shark would have been larger than that, but I'm very desperately trying to find something else. And trying to set myself up into a position with a guaranteed flyer that's smaller as opposed to a bigger flyer now that has many ways of getting removed. Aish. Two, 4, 6, still 8, so we can make a 1/1. Again, I'm kind of Ugin or bust. Kind of Ugin or bust. Oh.
Show no mercy.
Show no mercy. Here's a pirate. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, I'll have to X equals 6 this. You know what? I'm gonna get out of here. That's okay. We have a good sideboarding plan. No to this, to this, to this, to this at first. No essence scatters. Pact of Negation, fuck yeah. Negates, Narcissist. Oh. EGPG. I don't know if it's better to have the ley line or the ooze. I don't. It might be better to have the ooze, maybe. Maybe. Plus, it's a turn 2 threat, which is good. It's cheap. Ley line of the void is cheaper though. 0 mana. Pretty good. Alright, here we go. Sure. Turn 1 Thoughtseize from Yeez. Excellent. Bam. Shoo. Dr. Doomman says, Sean, my dude, any advice on how to get out of a funk? I feel like I've been in a daze the last couple of days and haven't been productive. I know not being productive all the time isn't necessarily a bad thing, but this is inhibiting my ability to get things done. Nissa is a very good card, plain and simple. I will attack you with the color that is used to cast you. I mean, Dr. Dude Man, honestly, like, I kind of... Okay, if I'm in a funk, what do I do? First of all, I like to have some time to just be in the funk. We're winning. Like, for instance, if I'm feeling in a funk on, like, a Thursday, and I'm struggling to get through Friday, I have guilt-free Saturday, man. Guilt-free Saturday. That's one thing that I do. Give myself time to just be in the funk. Because I think one of the things that definitely perpetuates the shit out of my funkitude, that just makes me feel constantly like a total POS. Ooh, I have an idea.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
12. Okay, so this is 6 and 9. This is 15, so let's just make it 13, 13. Second thing I do is, if I'm like in that state where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything, I don't know if I can get anything done, you know, one of those kind of poopers. One thing I really like to do is just do some really basic brain dead activity, like go clean. If I swing to the face, do I win? This one. Alright, let me just explain this play really quickly. Okay, so first things first, if I go to combat phase, if this goes here, the Elder Gargaroth has to block this, right? Elder Gargaroth has to block this. How much damage gets through? 7 damage gets through, setting my opponent to 5. There's nothing in hand that can beat me, so I can then just swing with everything else. This 3 can get blocked. 9 plus 7 is more than 12, right? This is a Flampler. Oh, it will gain life, though. It will gain life, though. So let's see. So this is 9 and 7. 9 and 7 is 16, which is more than 15. Terrific. EGPG. Lemon squeegee. I'm just gonna keep it as is. It's fine. Yeah, I like to jumpstart my productivity with brain dead tasks. Doing the dishes. Brushing my teeth. Because I find that action begets motivation, which then begets a little more action, which begets a little more motivation. I think this is okay because these things cycle. And after this game, I definitely have to use the restroom and takey a little breaky. After which we're going to do Bant Ramp. Balloon Hands Media says, do you ever smoke weed for the funsies? No, I'm not a weed user. I am not. My drug of choice is caffeine. And sleeping a lot. For this Yeah, I have had weed a few times, but it just makes me feel so stressed out. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. Now that's a draw right there. So first let's see what we get to see if we need a shock and a breeding pool or not. This is more what I want to get rid of. I think it's totally fine to do this now. The green one. Opponent's stuck on 3. That's a G and a G, you know what I mean? Practice first and then cycle to see if we get some goods. Would be fine here. Oh, yeah. Show me what you got, man. These are actually the ones that I'm worried about. Our opponent gets land screwed. We take those. We take those wins for sure. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to do this because if I then play the Uro from the grave, by the way, this is not counterable by that, I learned. This is a escape cost, it's not a casting cost. We have a chance of getting an untapped land, damn, and then having a negate up. But I think that Ugin being on 3 land and probably having to Maelstrom Pulse here is still terrific for us. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. X equals 6. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so good. Hmm. Cycle. We appear to be winning. Nice. Alright. We take these. We take these. This might be a dishonorable way to win, but we take these. This is absolutely a legitimate way to win, and I will legitimately win in this way that is legitimate. So, you know, don't say I didn't fucking say I couldn't. Alright, coming in. Nice. Please, counter, I insist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We take these. What would your ancestors think? They would probably laugh quite a bit. They would chuckle, I would describe. Incognito says, there is no dishonorable way to win in MTG as long as it is legal by game rules. We found the spike. How's it going, Justin? Kapow!